Hi, I'm Twitch and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about protection. The last video was on cleansing and charging, so if you haven't watched that yet, you might want to watch it because at the end of the video we're going to be learning how to make black salt. Okay, at the beginning of each video we start with what I'm sipping on. So today's a little different. I did mostly for just energy and flavor. So I call this Lemon Lush. It's lemon verbena, lemon grass, and lemon balm. So I've got those, and then I got ginseng root and asha root or bear root. It's more common where I'm at, like in the Smoky Mountains. And then I have yerba mate and Earl Grey tea. So now that I've told you what those are, we're going to push those out of the way more quietly. And we're going to go on to the herbs and oils. The herbs and oils that are for protection. And I can explain a little bit on each one of those. Okay, so lavender is known for protection. And I do have lavender oil as well. So cloves, that one's one with cinnamon that I use a lot for protection, like from bad spirits. Mugwort, you can also make a mugwort smoke stick. And if you've already got one, like I do, you can cut the string off. And you can buy your own string, it's really cheap. And then you can take like bay leaves, for example. And then you can take lavender bundles. And you can even take Palo Santo. And you can also take rose petals, which I also have roses in here somewhere amongst all this. And rose oil, of course. But anyway, you can take these and rebundle them and make a really good protection and cleansing smoke stick. Okay, so let's go on to some other herbs. We have chamomile, and I do not have chamomile oil yet. Just a moment. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Okay. So we have hyssop, thyme, fennel. I have fennel oil as well. Singleful. Singleful is it's great. It's also for like luck, I think love, finances. It's a really good all-around herb. And I had something to talk to you about with that, and I cannot remember what it was. Okay, so elderberries, juniper berries. Once I get these out here, okay, so there are two herbs that I do not have like in my jars because I don't use these often, cumin and basil. But basil is something I'm getting more into, so I will pick those up and put them in a jar. Okay, so organic sage. This is not white sage. This is just regular sage. But it's actually really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a really cool texture to it. There's these like little buds in there. And rosemary. I have used, where is it? Fennel and rosemary. I've used them in, that's something we'll talk about later, is Empaths. An empath oil that you can like rub on yourself. You can put them in little jars. I have it in a little jar with labradorite in it. Or you can also make a roller bottle. You put carrier oil in it, of course. And vetiver. I do have vetiver oil. And I think I may have vetiver. Yes, I do have vetiver. I do have the vetiver herb now too. So anyway, mistletoe. And we talked about cinnamon. I like to use cinnamon and clove. And I have cinnamon oil as well. And we just talked about the rose petals. Okay, well, amber and frankincense, they are not Okay, they're not a herb, oil, or stone. They are resin. I also have, let's see, somewhere, I have a little jar of amber. Also have amber here too. See, they do look like little stones, don't they? I have a ton of them. I thought they were at first. This has been a while back. Yes, I did think that that's what that was. Okay, so, like I said, rose oil. There's lavender. There's basil sweet. Oh, black pepper. That is not one of them that I had with the herbs. It's a pretty good oil. It can be used for many things. Cedarwood. Let's see what else we got in here. I said cinnamon. Clary sage, which is the same thing as the little bottle of sage I was showing you in the heart bottle. And cinnamon. I guess that's... And I have two different types of rosemary. This one is Moroccan. I'm not really sure the difference. I mean, you can tell the difference in the scents, but I'm not really sure what the difference is. That isn't something I've really researched a lot. Okay, so let's get all this out of the way. Mistletoe isn't something I've used a lot either. I was told that if pets get a hold of it, it's dangerous, and I had a little bag of it, and I had a cat try to get into it. I thought it was the catnip it was trying to get into. Oh, and I didn't know that you could, there's something called cat mint. A friend of mine sent me some, and it's like catnip and mint mixed together. I haven't tried it yet, but I didn't realize that that was a thing. Okay, so I've got the herbs and oils out of the way. I want to show you two other things. Okay, so I don't have any brick dust. That happened again. Okay, so I don't have any brick dust, but brick dust is great for protection. Very great for protection. You would like sprinkle it around your home. Oh, another thing I do not have out of here, but lemons. You can take lemons and dry them and make them like a necklace out of them, and you can put them on your doors, and that keeps, you know, bad people or energy spirits from coming in. There's many other things that I haven't gotten into yet. Like, you can take a little kitchen witch. You can make it, or you can buy it and put it like in the window in your kitchen, and bad spirits will know not to come by. I have one that I bought, but I am going to work on one, and we'll do a how-to video on that one day. So anyway, these are eggshells that I crush. But, oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, the single full. I remember now. So you can take an eggshell, break it in half. Sometimes you can do it perfectly, sometimes you can't. I do have some I have put up in my refrigerator that are broken in half perfectly. You can take single full in it, you pour it in it, and then put the other piece back on the top of it. And then you put it, I think it's set at your doorway. I haven't tried that yet, but it is supposed to protect your home. So we have the eggshells, and another thing is garlic clove skins. So I have them together. I'm not really sure why, but so those are used in protection. Okay, I was telling you about the vetiver oil and the fennel seeds and the labradorite. I don't know if you can see it, but I made a few of these little ones, one for me and one for my husband. This one's actually his because I used mine and the cork got so wet it broke. So I don't know if I would use the cork, honestly. So it didn't work for me personally. I'm a very sensitive empath, and that didn't work for me. But I will show you in the next video different ways to deal with energies being an empath, and we'll discuss that there. So salts, okay. We will discuss that in a minute because we're going to be making black salt. I thought I had my bottle of black salt out here. I do. I have a little one already made up. This is one that I actually bought, I do believe. I had a bag of it. It's darker. I don't think it's actually used correctly. I don't think it's made with ashes. So I do not use that one. I make it myself. And so this is regular sea salt. You can make your caster circle for your spells using that. I used to use that before I used black salt, before I knew how to make it. And there's also Himalayan pink sea salt that you can use for your baths, protection. I mean, there's many uses for salt. So let's go on to, there's other things. Okay, this is really cool. I'll put that aside because I need to talk about that in a minute anyway. Yeah, that's not supposed to be there either. Acorns are for luck and protection. Isn't it cute? Most of them aren't pretty anymore out here because of the weather, but I think that that's really cute. I like acorns and pine cones. You can do a lot of projects with them. So I do not have any rattlesnake. I don't have the rattlesnake spine yet. It's really cool in a bottle, but these are the ribs. Aren't they cool? I did get these from a local store that we go to. I have not used them yet. I had a different intention than I thought, you know, being a snake, that might be keep someone away that's trying to be a snake, but I was told it's actually for protection. So I have some other protection items here, and we'll discuss the color often used for protection. Okay, so a lot of people say these ools, that they don't work, but they do. I have Cast Off Evil, and then I have another one that's similar. So I actually do use those. I use them with cinnamon and clove and white sage, and it seems to work really well. I boil it on the stove, and then I pour it in a jar, and it will get really slimy after a while, so you'll need to dump it out and start all over with charged water. It works really great. This one's the same brand, I think, but it's called Keep Away Evil Powder. I haven't used this yet, but there are many powders that I have had for a while, and I haven't really gotten into them big, but that is something that I would like to do. And then I have a Safe Trip Protection Powder. Check this out. So I'm sure it has, I actually bought this, and I took the, see, I poured it in my bottle, and then I taped on the tag, I guess you would call it. But I know it's got cayenne in it, which is great for protection. There's so many, you can use amulets. There's so many different things you can use for protection. So the color is black. When you use red and black together, it can reverse a hex. Like if somebody puts a spell on you, you can use that. Okay, so as you know, many black stones, which we're going to be talking about next, are used for protection. There's two ways there's two different types of protection, I guess. Actually, there's three. There's one of them is, it's basically not protection from, there's protection from energies, and then there's more like I guess protection from yourself. And then the other one is pollution. Like, you know, if you've got a lot of things plugged in, like televisions and stuff, your phone, that kind of pollution. Okay, so you can get mojo or mojo bags, and you can do so much of these. There's so much you can put in them. These are black. And then black candles. I have a large black candle that it will burn forever. That's a great candle. So, but these are spell candles. I guess I can take one out and show you what they look like, right? These are great for when you just need to do something that's, you know, quick. A spell, basically. Or what I like to do, okay, people think pendulums are safe, but think about it. They're a lot like Ouija boards. So I suggest burning, well, I'm sorry, my husband suggests burning a black candle. So we use the big one for that. Okay. So, black tourmaline. I have a ton of black tourmaline, which that's what I forgot to get out. I forgot to get some black tourmaline out to show you, but anyway, this is crushed. You can see at the bottom, it looks like, see, it's crushed at the bottom. I have a few jars of this. It's what was basically crushed when I received my tourmaline. So, and the kind I have has clear quartz in it, so it's great. So you can use that as well. This is a lot easier than what I was trying to do last night. I was basically trapped where I was at, so I couldn't do much, and I felt like I was unorganized, even though I had already known what I was supposed to do, but it just didn't turn out that way. So I'm doing a different area tonight and hoping that this turns out a lot better, although I'm a little crouched because if I stand up all the way, my head's cut off. But This is just how it's going to be right now. My tea is gotten cold. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the stones. I have them right beside of me, and I'll just pull them over. And this is, I know you're wondering what this is. This is not a scrying ball. It's not a crystal. It is selenite. It's got the cat's eye effect. This is my husband's. He had to have this. It's very heavy. It's beautiful. And it has like these rainbow effects in it. Let's see. Can you see that? Isn't that cool? I like it. And selenite's actually cheaper than getting a clear quartz that size. That would be quite expensive. Okay. Not sure what's going on with this. I apologize. Okay, so I didn't know this, but my friend told me. I thought pyrite was just for money, like luck, but it's actually for protection. And I got this baby over a year ago, and it is beautiful. Check it out. I'm just now starting to really get into pyrite because I had a, when I was a child, I had a bunch of it. It was passed on from, I guess, my grandfather. Well, a friend of mine was there with me, and we had like a storage shed, and we would play with it. Well, they told their stepdad about it, and we got robbed. I think they told him it was gold, but they took my my lot. You know when you go to the casinos? Well, I had one of those machines. We just played with it. I don't even know if it was hooked up or anything, but it got taken as well. Oh well. Okay, so I have smaller black obsidian. My husband has this one. And then he's got a smaller one. I would like to get a larger one. And I would like to get like a scrying bowl or mirror. But a black obsidian is for protection. I'm not going to go into all the colors that there are for each one. But black is basically the protection color for each one of the stones. But there are different colors. There's like a gold sheen. There's rainbow. There's different colors in the obsidian. Okay, so amethyst. Well, chalcedony is also for protection, but so is amethyst. So it has a layer of chalcedony. But I also have this little tiny chalcedony heart. Isn't it cute? Okay. I have this tumbled sphere. It's amazonite, but I also have some raw pieces. Most people prefer the blue, very blue shade of it. As you can see in mine, I like the colors in it. My rough pieces have the like the grayish color, the silverish color with it. And I love it. But most people just like the plain blue. And then I have these beads that have different shades, but I'm not really sure where they come up with that because I've never seen I've seen the beads those colors, but I've never seen the stones those colors. So let's talk about malachite. I don't know if I mentioned it last night, but when I was showing you the salt bed, selenite and malachite were together, but the other stones were not with malachite and selenite. The reason why I don't like that is malachite doesn't like to be with other stones. I learned that when I first started really getting into stones. I'm not really sure why, but anyway, fun fact, my son's name is Malachi, and I named my sister Crystal. And this was before I actually started getting into this stuff, so it's really funny. But anyway, that's the first stone that I bought in bulk because, I guess because of his name, I don't know. But I was also financially struggling at the time, so I thought green would be a great stone to have. So anyway, it's a great protection stone for children. Children specifically, but also, here's another fun fact. If you're going through withdrawals from drugs, I do know that these are great to put on like your legs and stuff. If you're having like the pain that comes with it, I guess the spasms, that is a great one for that. I have all kinds of fun facts. Okay, so shungite. This is I guess a rough form of it. It's more costly than these, but they are expensive too. Shungite it's not cheap. There's different grades of it. But anyway, I got like half a pound of tumbled ones, and it was twice the price I paid for anything else. But they're great. I was putting them in water bottles, but it will damage your tumbled stones, so be careful doing that. And that's one of them that's protection for pollution, like your TVs and stuff. You can take a shungite sticker and put it on the back of your phone. Okay, so next, I hate that I'm gonna have to keep doing this, but it must be getting low. So I may have to hurry the video a little bit quicker than I had thought I would have to. So here's smoky quartz. I love this piece. My husband has a smaller piece, but this is mine. I love it. See all the little pieces? Okay, kyanite. There's different colors. I have blue and green, and then I have this one. And speaking of, we were talking about tourmaline earlier. I forgot to bring it out here, but I have other colors of tourmaline as well, and they're all for protection, but black is the best for protection. Oh, kyanite. Cannot get wet. This isn't my first one. I was moving in the rain, and my kyanite just dissolved, I guess. I never seen it again. So I'm guessing that's what it was, because I do know it can't get wet. Fire agate. I love fire agate. It's also for grounding. It's really great for empaths, which we'll talk about in the next video. Look, check it out. This one's like a half polished one. I love this. I keep it in my yerba mate or charge it. So opal. I'm not going to show you all the different opals, but this is Ethiopian opal. They actually have protection as a benefit in each one. I mean, all of them do. It actually says that, not just all opal, but they like Gerasol opal here. I know it looks like clear quartz, doesn't it? Some of them actually have like a blue tint. This one does, if you pay attention. I like the ones that have a blue tint better. But anyway, this one actually says that as well, not just all opal, if you look it up. So I know you probably can't see the pretty colors as well, since my light's acting up. And then these are, I have more of that, by the way. And these are fire agates. I got them in a jar because I feel like you can display them better and they're safer. My husband has a red one. Hold on, it is right beside me and I'll show you. Of course, there was only one red one, so he got it. He always picks the prettiest thing. We usually pick either the same one or he picks like the biggest one and I pick the prettiest one. If we're going by looks, like if we've already got one, usually we go by energy. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Kambaba Jasper. It's also great for fertility. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful about that one. Garnet. There's different types of garnet. They all look kind of different to me too. Blue lace agate. So agate and jasper is great for protection. And so I just pulled out a few of each. You know. So Botswana and I think it's called gray banded agate. These are my husband's. I think this one looks like a penguin. I could have sworn I picked this one out, but it's his though. Check this one out. Sometimes I'll find some that I like because I know he'll like them. He really likes those. So I pulled a picture jasper out just because I was trying to show some examples of jasper. There's so many different agates in jasper. This is a halite. And then we've got tiger's eye. I didn't pull out the different variations of it, like blue and red and such. I just pulled out one of his spheres. We call it spheres. One of my little labradorites. I have a purple one coming. I'm excited about that. And hematite. They also have rainbow hematite. And it's magnetic. So they're actual magnets. Pretty cool, huh? So we have actually been able to discuss quite a bit in this today. I'm going to pull this back out. Push this stuff over. So, from yesterday's video, we are going to do black salt. I've already got a bowl made. show you. I prefer this type of stick for it. Okay, and we also cleansed the jar already. If you have not done this, like I said, you might want to go ahead and look at the prior video. You're going to need a charcoal tablet. You can get a roll of them. I think there's like 10 of them for maybe $3. I have 2 different size scoopers. I have another one, like I said. And then I kept the bowls from yesterday. I used the gray Celtic or Celtic, however you want to pronounce it, salt, because it's already tinted. It's a great idea. I never actually thought about that, so I haven't done it. And then I kept some ashes. So I figured that would be the best way to do this. So once you have everything in front of you, you're going to dump the salt into a bowl. You don't have to get coarse salt. You can have fine salt, so you don't have to deal with this. It is up to you. You're going to dump your ashes into your bowl, like so. We're not going to need this much, but I'm probably just going to dump it in here anyway. So I want to break or try to break off a piece. Okay, set this aside. I know you're going to want to mix this together. Okay, this is what it'll look like. It can get loud. It took me a while to mix that big bowl because it was coarse salt and because it's loud. I was annoying my husband with it, so, and myself. Okay, so you're just going to crush it all up. Like I said, depending on how much salt you use, you may not need all of the charcoal. I may have even used too much salt for the amount of ashes I had, but you'll figure that out as you go. What I suggest is waiting until you have burned a whole sage stick and saving those ashes. I keep them in an abalone shell, but you know, it can accidentally get knocked over and have little pieces of, you know, the sage in it, or even string. So you might want to keep a jar and just dump it as you go. And then after you're done, put a little salt in it at a time. That's what I suggest. And this gray may help, we're about to see. But I will tell you that if you do not use charcoal tablets, which I didn't at first, it's going to be very, very light in color. Because I would sometimes forget and dump out my ashes. It took me a while to have enough. You can also, some people do this, I don't. I do use Palo Santo. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a little different. It's more like for just, like, I don't know, I don't think it works as well. But I like the smell of it. So it's more like just kind of doing yourself. It's not really for an area. And some people say you're not supposed to use it if it wasn't gifted to you. If you're not Cherokee, you're not supposed to use Palo Santo or white sage. Well, guess what? I am, so I guess if you were to buy it from me in my store, it wouldn't be wrong, you know, if that's how you believe. I really don't care about that stuff, to be honest. I'm sure that would upset a few people, but okay, so just continue to do this. Wow, it actually turned out really dark. This type of salt is a little bit more moist, so I would suggest leaving it out afterward and letting it dry before you put it in the jar. I'm going to mix mine in this big bowl with the rest of it. You can do it however you would like. If you're wondering why my cage looks kind of empty, I took the Ethiopian opal out of it for for this video. It is very bare. Okay. This looks good enough for me. Look how dark that turned out. So, might I suggest using this type of salt? I have not seen it just anywhere. I found it at a grocery store called Ingles. They seem to have a lot of different things. That's where I started out buying things for the craft. So yeah, this looks beautiful. It really does. This turned out the best I have seen, honestly. That is beautiful. So, I'm going to dump it in my big bowl. And I want you to see the difference in these colors. Yeah, I'm definitely going to start buying that type of salt. I love it. And I want you to remember, I have dumped so much ashes and charcoal tablets in this bowl. And until look, it's black. I finally found really actual black salt. So that's what I suggest doing. And then, here, I'm just going to mix it together. I think I might work on this after the video. Make it a little bit darker. So, after you're done, just pour it into your jar. Of course, you're going to finish pouring it all in. And ta-da! You have black salt. I found these at Michael's. I think they were $1.99, and then I found the chalk pens. I found those for $1 at the Dollar Tree, but they're really hard to find. So, anyway, it looks a lot. It's really cute. So, I showed you how to do the cleansing and charging of your stones yesterday. And today we learned protection with all different types of things, including herbs and oils and stones. And then we made the black salt. So I guess that wraps it up. The next video is going to be for empaths. You'll learn how to protect yourself better. So I'll see you then.